All right, so I think we are all good to go. So let's start. So today what we're going to talk about is email marketing and mobile marketing. We will see how do we use these channels for marketing our products and services, and what are the tips and tricks and methods, and what are the tools that we use for marketing these products. Okay, so what is email marketing? So basically, email was so your basic snail mail was replaced by email thanks to the advent of internet. So it is a form of direct marketing. You are directly speaking one-to-one with the prospect. So if you look at emails, it is not mass communication, right? It is not like TV or radio where it's an ad that is for anybody and everybody. Email marketing is more or less a very personalized communication where they might say, hi, so and so, and this is for you. And that is the way of email marketing that is done. But again, you will see a lot of emails that are also sent for masses where it is not completely personalized. The reason being we do not have the information of the customers apart from their email address. So if you're able to derive the name from the email address, well and good, but otherwise, a lot of times we do not know the names. So yeah, it is a form of direct marketing, right? So sending in commercial email to a group of recipients. Now, again, we'll look at different scenarios where you can go ahead and send an email to a list of customers. Either they might have bought a product on your website already, or you've collected their email address through your own efforts, or you might have just bought the email addresses from a third-party company who just does the collection of emails and then gives it to you. So yeah, as long as you are able to promote your products and services through email, that is email marketing. So a couple of examples is sending a welcome email to registered users, replying to a query with your branding, sending a discount offer, thanking someone for opting into your email list. Now, if somebody subscribes or registers on your platform, you send an immediate email saying that thank you for registering with us. So that is a form of email marketing, right? So again, this is an FYI, which is just for you to know how does the email technically work, right? So here, if you look at it, on the right hand side, you see an image of an email is composed in an email client, goes to the SMTP server, goes to the DNS server, goes through the internet, goes through this particular domain name server, and then the mail transfer server, and then the user account, and then it goes to IMAP and VIAPOP. So these are two different technologies that are used for receiving emails from the server. So yeah, so user use a small email client to draft an email and send it to the mail server. Mail server finds the destination server using something called as DNS details, that is MX records. MX records is nothing but mail exchange records. Once email reaches the destination server, the mail server determines if the email is authentic and the recipient of the email exists. Destination server saves the email in the proper inbox. Now again, this is for FYI because the email setup will not be done by you. It will be done by the person who is actually setting up the website. So yeah, don't worry too much about this particular slide because again, it's just good to know information. But in your due course of you doing digital marketing or you being a digital marketer, you would not come across scenarios where you would sit and troubleshoot or do troubleshooting in case the mails are not being received and things like that. But yeah, we'll also talk about concepts like spam. What is spam? How do you avoid spam? And and how do you make sure that you don't get blocked permanently? So what is spam? So spam is nothing but email without permission is unsolicited email, which means I never gave out my email address. I never registered to any of the services, but somebody is sending me emails. So which means that I never authorized the person to send me the email. But then again, I kept sending that guy emails even though he never subscribed. So if you keep sending unsolicited email regularly, you're spamming. Okay, so that is basically spam. So just to fight that, a lot of inboxes have a spam folder where if a lot of users report spam saying that, hey, you know what, this guy is spamming me, the mailbox starts considering all the emails that is coming through that particular domain as spam and starts sending them to spam folders. So we need to be very careful on that. We look at how do we check if you've been blacklisted, how do you make sure that your emails do not land up in spam. We'll also look at that. Okay. So what is legitimate or opt-in email marketing? So opt-ins are permissions given by the recipients to receive our email. If somebody subscribes, somebody registers, which means that they're voluntarily giving their email address so that they can receive emails from us, they can receive updates from us. So that is opt-in emails, right? Now, again, there are two types in that. One is a single opt-in, another is a double opt-in. So single opt-in, somebody just walks into your store and then gives your email address and then says that, hey, you know what, if you have any offers or any discount, let me know. Which means that they came to the store and they gave it to you. And you can start sending them emails. So that is a single opt-in. What is a double opt-in? So double opt-in is nothing but a methodology that is mostly used in the online world, which means that if you have a website, somebody registers on your website, an email is sent to that particular email address to confirm if that email address belongs to the person. And if the person confirms, saying that yes, I opted in, only then he'll be registered, otherwise he'll be not. So what this helps as an advertiser is that you will not have a lot of unwanted email registrations on your platform. You would only have valid registrations that will help you reduce the cost, because even when you're sending bulk emails, it comes with a cost. So if you have a lot of wrong email addresses where people never subscribed, then you'd be losing a lot of money. So yeah, it's always recommended that on your website or in landing pages to have double opt-ins than just single opt-ins. Okay. Now, when do you actually use email marketing? We have a question here. Okay, Sushil has just joined in. Hi, Sushil. So yeah, we have 5 people attending the class today. Okay. Okay. So yeah, when do you use email marketing? I mean, along with other forms of marketing, when do you exactly use email marketing? So marketing within a niche. So this is very important. Whenever you're doing email marketing, since it's a one-to-one communication, one email blast for all your email subscribers might not work. So if you know your customers well, so that is the reason you see this green apple with all the red apples here, right? So basically, this green apple is different. It is unique, and it probably it tastes different. So and even when you're categorizing your subscribers, you can also say that these people are interested in so and so. Whenever you're running certain campaigns, you can run certain campaigns only for registrations, and then probably somebody, let's take an example of travel. So somebody might be interested in Australia tour, somebody might be interested in New Zealand tour, somebody might be interested in a US tour. So somebody who is interested in an Australia tour, doesn't make sense if I start sending him details or information about the US tour or things to do in the US and things like that, because he's not interested. Because what he's interested in is Australia tour. So probably I should be sending him more information about the Australia tour, right? So use of targeted email campaigns using opt-ins, which means that they go to opt-in for the email, and then you send them the details, will have higher conversion rates since the target is interested. Now, the beauty of the email marketing is that since you know the audience, since you know what are they interested in, because they have opted in when you ran a certain campaign, your conversion rates are much higher. The reason being they are actually interested in that particular product, right? So focus is on adding value through each email to inform about the product or service. So again, every single time you send an email, you're not just asking them to buy every single time. You would actually tell them that, this is what the product is, this is what you can do with it, this is something that you might be interested in. So the agenda for the email marketing is, it is not expected that you just send out one email and they buy. There will be umpteen number of emails that you would send just to convince the customer, and then they go out and buy the service from you subsequently. Okay, and then reap the benefits by giving a strong discount or sale. Now if you know that if a certain particular person is interested in something, you can also give them a very good discount or a sale so that they can go and convert. Okay, just give me like a quick 1 minute here, guys. I'll be back. 1 minute. Oh, guys, I'm back. All right. Now, before I continue from here, any questions or any doubts before we move on? Anything that you did not understand? Just say yes, no, so that I know that if there are any questions or not, and if you're able to hear me well. Okay, Jagdish saying no, Rikin is saying no. Ravendra, Sushil, Uma Maheshwar. Okay. All right, so seems like there are no questions. I think we can go ahead. All right. So, yeah. So this was when you know your audience. I mean, this example was when you actually know your audience as to what do they want. But there are times where you do not know what do they want. You've just bought a database of email addresses from a third-party company, and then you're willing to do a broad-based marketing, which means that you're just sending out, you're just sending out email blasts to almost everybody that is there in the list. So broad-based marketing need not necessarily be an opt-in, might be an unsolicited, or even spam. The conversion rates are low. Why? Because they never registered, and you don't know if they are interested in your products or services. Okay. And then it's only feasible if you're running an e-commerce shop with multiple SKUs. I mean, so it makes sense to do broad-based marketing only when you have a lot of products where a lot of, different people might be interested in different things. So it makes sense to do the email blast once you have multiple SKUs, not that you just have 10 or 15 products and then you send it to 10,000 or 20,000 people. So if you have a lot of products, a lot of different variety of products, it makes sense to do the broad-based marketing. Right? And it is feasible for large volumes of emails. So we're talking about, a couple of thousands to a couple of lakh email addresses. So it is always feasible for large volumes than just very small volumes. So what is the advantage of email marketing? So one, it is very transparent and easy to measure the ROI. So basically you say that I invested X amount to buy the database, or an X amount to send all these email addresses and to create them, and then to send them I'm spending so much, and then depending on that, this is the kind of revenue that I've generated through them. Okay, it can strike a conversation directly with the customer. So again, since you're going ahead and sending an email, and if you know at least their name, it becomes a very personalized communication. So it can strike a conversation directly with the customer. So email can be customized if you know the target well. So, I mean, if you know your target audience and if you've actually created different email lists, depending on what do they like, you can also customize it that appeals to all of your users. Okay. Most of the internet users have an email ID. 91% of the internet users will have email IDs. The next advantage is it's pretty cheap. I mean, every email that you send out is a couple of, paise compared to other forms of marketing. So yes, it's superlatively cheap. So what are the biggest challenges in email marketing? Now, if I want to do email marketing, what are the biggest challenges? One is nurturing the list. So one is going ahead and building your credibility, going ahead and maintaining reader interest. It is not that once somebody opts to your website, you have to maintain their interest, which is very, very difficult, because that means that you have to go and curate some content most of the time, and also keep reminding them about your products and services. So yeah, that is very important. It's not that you just register, you send one email and then you just forget. So basically that is not nurturing the list, which means that if you just send one email, there's no way that he'll convert on your website anytime in the near future, unless he really finds the product to be very compelling that he needs, right? Next is building long-term engagement instead of short-term goals. Now again, this is something that you might have seen if you look at major brands like Myntra, Flipkart. Even though if you don't buy anything from them, they periodically go ahead and send you emails about their products and services. Why? Because again, marketing, you have to keep reminding the customer that you exist and you have products and services. Otherwise, somebody else would be doing it and the customer would be swayed away there. So yeah, it is very important to build long-term engagement instead of the short-term goals. And then helping the reader take decisions or actions. Now again, if somebody is looking at a particular product on your website, and then if you are able to go ahead and send them an email about an offer for that particular product, there are very good chances that he will ultimately go ahead and buy that particular product. So yeah, so basically when you're nurturing the list, you're also helping the reader take decisions or actions on that particular product page. Okay. Now, we spoke about email, we spoke about what are the advantages, we spoke about what are the challenges and things like that. Now, how do you actually do it? How do you source the emails? One way is purchase an email list. Yeah, so one way is build your own opt-in list, which means that people come to your site, you give them a form which they can fill out, where they put in their name, their email address, and probably some more additional information that you want. So build your own opt-in list. So it's a preferred method. Why? Because you know that this particular person is interested, and that is the reason they're giving away their email address. So audience wants to know more from you. So basically, they're interested in your products and services, and they want to know more. Okay, higher conversion rates. The reason being they opted in, which means that they are interested in what you have to offer. Okay, what are cons? I mean, these are the advantages. What are the cons? Slow to grow, because it does take time for somebody to come in and get you that information that you're looking for. Has to be nurtured by providing genuine value, is not a short-term solution. So basically, the list that you grow through sourcing emails has to be nurtured, and then they always have to be engaged in short amount of time. The reason being they're high value customers, because they're the ones who are interested and they're the ones who are actually go and buy, and it's not a short-term solution. Okay. Another way is purchase an email list, which means that there is a third-party company who's providing this database of all the email addresses. You can just go and buy it right away. So what are the pros is you can start sending emails almost immediately. Right? It is one of the cheap ways to go and source leads. Now, in case if I want an opt-in, I have to spend a lot of money for people to come to that particular page and then register themselves. But if I am going ahead and sourcing an email list, it is a cheap way of doing it, because they're vendors, right? And you can afford mistakes. Now again, if it's an opt-in email, you cannot afford to do any mistakes. But if it is a sourced email, you can probably do a couple of mistakes. That's fine. You can also do a lot of experiments. The reason being, you don't know who these audiences are. They might convert, they might not. So yeah, a couple of mistakes or a couple of experiments is okay, right? Now, what are the cons? Conversion rate is much lesser. Probably out of 100 email that you send, probably one or only two will go ahead and buy, compared to your opt-in list where 10 or 15 people might buy. The conversion rates are much lesser here. Spamming is illegal, which means that you cannot keep sending emails to somebody who has actually said that don't spam me. So yeah, that is illegal. Okay. What is another way? Scraping emails. Now, a lot of you wouldn't have thought of this, but a lot of people, what they do, if you go to places like, say, OLX or Quicker, you would usually see their email addresses there, right? So that is how you scrape it, which means that the email is available somewhere in some websites. You start picking up the email addresses from there. Okay. So can start sending emails almost immediately. It is a cheap way to source leads. What are the cons? Cold emails have a higher chance of hurting your brand. I mean, you cannot just say, hi, I got your email address from so and so, and that is what I'm reaching you out for. So, not a very great way of sending an email. Now, again, the cons is very more or less like the way you go and buy email addresses, where cold emails have a higher chance of hurting your brand, and then spamming is illegal, which means that they never went ahead and asked you to send any email to them, but then again, you found their email address and now you're spamming them, so yeah, which is illegal. Okay, so how do you go about increasing the email subscription or opt-in list? Okay, now pop-ups work effectively in generating opt-ins. Now I'll show you an example of EduPristine where they do it very nicely. So if you go to just give me one minute here, guys. Okay. So we go to edupristine.com. And then if I go to digital marketing, I go to classroom training, let's say digital marketing. Look at this. Look at how many places they have to go ahead and increase the number of opt-ins so that people can give in the information or to generate lead. One, this is a interstitial pop out banner. Okay, which means that I cannot go anywhere without saying EduPristine, register for free tutorial of the digital marketing course, email, phone number, download. I mean, this button did not appear for 15 seconds, which means that I have no way to exit out of this screen instead of providing this information. So since I do not want, I waited 15 seconds. I got this, I can close this now. This is one of the ways to source emails, which means that it's an interstitial pop-up. Okay. There's two. Get free guide on SEO, get now. There's three. Got a question, write to us, we'll get back to you as soon as possible. There is four, there is live chat. I mean, look at the number of places in one page that I have to increase my opt-in. Okay. So yeah, pop-ups work effectively in generating opt-ins. So that really works. Add customers from other sources to your email list. I mean, if you have an offline store as well, and if they're given the email address from there, go ahead and start adding them to your email list. Test out the position of your opt-in form. Try having multiple forms on the same page. Some sales landing pages have as high as 4, which is true in the case of EduPristine's page. So the position of the lead generation or the subscription form is also very important. Now here, this is one. But probably if I just put this on the left-hand side, right, it might not work really well. If I just put this on the left-hand side, it might not work really well. So yeah, you need to test out the actual location of the form for better conversion rates. Okay. And then have an email signature, uses a branding feature, spread the word about your email list. So again, In your email signature, you can also say that if you want to opt in, here's the link. So you can also do that. So send to a friend option on the site is a very simple way to increase opt-ins. Now again, it is very important to go ahead and have social share features on the site, which helps you in increasing the number of opt-ins if somebody refers you through the particular website. Okay, experiment with other channels to increase the opt-ins. See if you can probably use other methods, like say SMS, like say paid campaign, which is for banners, and then see if you can go and increase the opt-ins. And add social proof. I mean, if you have the numbers, go ahead and start adding social proof saying that so many people have already subscribed and things like that. So it actually helps you in gaining more confidence and trust of the customer if you go ahead and add social proof to them. Okay. So what is a pop-up example? This is something that we just saw. So we just went to edupristine.com. It blocks out all the content. It only comes up with a pop-up and then says that, hey, you know what, you have to register, otherwise you can't go ahead and access the content. Okay, so Rikin is asking, can you explain more on social proof? Okay, so Rikin, a couple of ways to do this. Okay, if somebody has actually subscribed to your emails and then they're saying good things about the emails that they get from you. Probably say, for example, let's take an example of EduPristine itself. Okay, so if somebody comes back and says that you know what, this course from EduPristine is super amazing, I'll just show you an example here. So see this is called as a social proof. Okay, which means that this person who is a co-founder of goalibag.com said something. It has been an amazing experience to get a chance to learn of these various experts in this field. Trainers have been amazing, so and so. And this is social proof, which means that he has given me the link of a LinkedIn profile. So if I click here, it actually takes me to his profile. So somebody can say that, hey, you know what, this whatever they're saying right here is genuine. It is not something that has been made up. So basically, this is a social proof, which means that this person exists on social media. His badge has been given here. I can click there and go to this particular page. So yeah, I mean, so here I'm asking them to go ahead and subscribe. I'm saying get a free SEO. Yes, we need your email address, and if you want to inquire, you can write to us. You can have a live chat option. And there's also a pop-up, right? So somebody who sees this will say that, hey, you know what? Probably let me check out. Now, if I'm reading this, if I have this particular banner here at the top, there are very good chances that since it is a free guide to SEO, I will put in my email address and then say get now, which means that now I know that this person is interested. Now later it is the the salesperson comes into picture where how they persuade the person to join the course. So yeah, this is one of the examples for social proof. Okay, you can do this for Facebook, you can do this for Twitter, you can just do this for LinkedIn as well. Okay, yeah, so this is something that we just saw. Okay, example on seekingalpha.com, the bribe providing email address should be valuable. Now again, this is something that you'll also see in the EduPristine page, right? They're saying that give your email address and then we'll give you a free ebook for SEO. That is because you're interested in digital marketing. So a bribe is the incentive you give to the customer for providing their email address. It could be a free download, an ebook, a video, because it's free. And they'll be like, hey, you know what, they just need my email address, I'll give it to them and I'll get this free content, right? Have a members area where you're offering much more bribes. You can also say that, hey, you know what? If you register yourself, you get much more exclusive content that only members have, not anybody else. So go ahead and register yourself. This is an example of pop-up. Okay. Additional widgets. This is something that we saw, right? So here at the top, you see your email and your name, say join list. On the right-hand side, there's a widget. So use additional widgets on the site. Hello bar at the top, call to action form at the bottom of a post. So if you're writing a blog post and then somebody is reading it, at the end of the blog post, you can write a widget, or rather have a widget revealed explosive SEO secrets worth $5,000 per hour, so and so. You get all this. These results are strictly backstage only. Get your VIP pass now. So you're saying your name, your email address, and give. So this is what they need. Okay, so this is about increasing the number of opt-ins. Now this seems to be a little technical. Now again, it's good to know information, and as a digital marketer, this is something that you're expected to know. Okay, as to if the emails are not received by people, if they're being blacklisted, how do you go ahead and make sure that the blacklist is removed? We will come to this again. I mean, I'll just give you a brief now, and we'll come back to this again after a while. Okay. Now, whenever you're doing mass emails, right? Never do it from your main domain. Okay. Do not use your main domain if the emailing by self, which means that if you have Flipkart.com, don't start sending out these mass mailers using Flipkart.com. There are multiple domain names that are available, or rather you can go and register that you can send as Flipkart.com. So you need to have that separate from your email activity domain. So basically, if you're Flipkart.com, do not do it from the main domain. Have a separate domain just to do this activity. And by doing that, you're safeguarding your corporate email address against promotional emails. You're not getting a lot of promotional emails. Right? There's something called as SPF records, Sender Policy Framework records, for your email domain. So basically, they will say that on behalf of this domain, I'm going to send emails. So that is a Sender Policy Framework, right? And then we'll also see, you will keep a track of your mailing domain on real-time black hole list, which means that at times the email authorities across the world will blacklist you and say that you've been spamming a lot and all your emails go to spam. You can keep checking if your mailing domain is on the real-time black hole list. Okay, you can also go ahead and check that. We'll do the checking, when we move further. Okay. We'll actually come back to this and revisit this in a while, and we'll see how do we make the best advantage of how do you check the real-time black hole lists, and what are the domains that you can use. I will show you an example of this. Since it might not be very, you wouldn't understand it at the very first go. So let me go to my email address and let me go to promotions. This is Paytm. Okay, so look at this. It is not sending an email from Paytm.com. Paytm.com is the actual website. But look at the email, look at the domain name it has been using. It's saying paytmemail.com. It's a separate domain altogether, right? So that is where they're just sending the email from. It's all promotional emails. And you'll see this almost every person. You go to Amazon. So this is something that I've opted in, so which is okay. It is coming from Amazon.in. That is because I've opted in Amazon. Okay. For example, Indian Oil City Card. Look at this, some email that is registered just for spamming. Siajin.chata.com. But nobody really cares about what this domain name is, because what they see is this name, the actual title, and then what the email contains. Right? Nobody really cares what is the domain name it's coming from. Right? So yeah, again, more or less the same email. And that is the reason it's always going to promotions. Pepperfry. Now this is going through a subdomain. That is because again I've registered on Pepperfry, That is the reason they're sending me this email. Say Yes Bank. This is again a registered email because I registered through Yes Bank. Let me find something else for you, which is a spam. Club Mahindra. Yeah. Shop at best.com. I mean, again, it is shop at best.com via so and so, which means that they're using a different domain to send the email, and they're saying that they send it from here. So yeah, that is where your SPF records comes in. I mean, I can send you a link for more information about what SPF records are and how can they be used. Let me just type and send it to you. So I'm not able to copy this. Yeah, I just sent you the link so that you'll have more information on SPF records. Okay, Sushil is asking, what is mean sending mail via mean? Okay, Sushil, that is what I'm saying. That is the reason I've just sent you an SPF record. So basically, you authorize a different domain to send emails on your behalf. Okay, that is via so and so. So shop@best.com is the main domain. Okay, but the email was sent from this domain. So basically, you're authorizing or giving the power to this particular email or this particular domain to send emails on your behalf. Okay, and that is where your sender policy framework comes in, and that is the reason I've just sent you a link as to what it is. So if you go to this particular link, it will tell you identify spam messages with SPF records. What is an SPF record? See, this is what it is. An SPF record is a type of domain name service record that identifies which mail servers are permitted to send emails on your behalf, on behalf of your domain. Okay. So that is about SPF records. So yeah, you can authorize a different domain to go ahead and send emails for you. And that is the reason we always say that register a separate domain apart from the main domain to go ahead and start sending emails, because you do not want them to be blacklisted. Okay. All right. As I said, we will revisit that again in a while. I'll show you how can you check against to see if your domain name is blacklisted, and how do you make sure that your emails actually get delivered to the inbox and not to the spam box. Okay. Now, do you know that there is analytics available for email services? If I send out, say, 10,000 emails as marketing, did you know that you can actually do analytics on them? How many people opened, how many people clicked, and things like that? Yes, no, maybe. Okay, Jagdish is saying yes. Ricky is saying not aware. Okay. All right. So yeah, you can go ahead and do analytics on the emails that you send. Okay. Just give me like a quick 1 minute here, guys. I'll be back. Okay, I'm back. All right. So these are all the email services that you can use for sending out bulk emails. So today we'll do an example of Mailchimp. That is what we're going to look at. So basically these are different software services that you can use to go ahead and send out bulk emails. So there's Mailchimp, there is Aviva, there is Netcore, there is SendGrid, and there's Amazon SES. So all of this can go ahead and send bulk emails to a lot of customers. Okay, these are all the names that you can use for the email web service. Okay, so what we're going to look at today is MailChimp. So what you need to do is go to mailchimp.com, register yourself. So this is what we're going to do. Register yourself. We'll also set up an email list. Okay, we will also set up web forms for the list and importing from an existing list. So this is all the activities that we will do. So basically we'll go and register ourselves, we'll set up a couple of email lists. We'll also set up forms, which means that if somebody comes to your website and puts in their details, that should automatically go to the list in MailChimp. How do you do that? We'll see that. And if you already have certain email addresses, how do you import them to this list? We'll also do that. Okay. So all that you need to do is go to mailchimp.com and please go and register yourself. So everybody go ahead and create an email and an account in mailchimp.com and let me know the registration. So mailchimp.com. You just need to sign up for free. Very simple thing to do. Very basic details: email address, username, password. Click on get started. Please let me know once the registrations are done and I'll take you forward from there. Guys, you have to let me know once you've completed the registration. So 1 minute. Okay, you have to let me know once it is done. So there are 6 people attending the class today. So yeah, just give me a confirmation that you've completed the registration once you have completed it. Okay, we've just got confirmation from 2 people, waiting for the rest of them. So let me know once it's done. Yes, I just got a confirmation from Rikin and Jagdish, waiting for others to complete. Ravindra, Sahib, Sushil, Uma Maheshwar, Dolly. Yeah, I'm just waiting for these people to complete, and once we have confirmation, we'll move forward. I can give you another couple of minutes here, guys. 2 or 3 minutes, and then we can continue from there. If you're still facing any issues or if you're not able to follow through, let me know. I can help you there. Should I also enter the details of my business and the website? I mean, so Jagdish, you can use the project details, or if you have a separate website, you can go and do that. Yeah, it's not coming up to the. Sushil is saying it's not coming to the sign up tab. So Sushil, all that you need to do is go to mailchimp.com. On the top right hand side, you see something called as sign up for free. So you click on this, you'll get this particular page. So please go ahead and put in that page. Now again here, guys, if you have a website, go ahead and put in those details. If you don't, then please use the details of the project. Okay, and if you're using the details of the project also, that's fine. So yeah, Don is also saying it is done. Yeah, I'll give another 2-3 minutes, guys. Please finish it at the earliest. Okay, I think I'm going to continue with the class now. Guys, anybody who's stuck, who's not able to follow through, because we'll be doing activities on this itself now. So let me know if you're stuck, if you need any help, because we'll be going forward and we'll be looking at how do you go ahead and set up lists. Okay, So once you've registered on MailChimp, always start by building your list. Okay, which means that if you already have certain email addresses, go ahead and start. Okay, Sushil, it might be a browser issue. You might want to go ahead and change to a different browser or try upgrading your browser, because if the Get Started tab is not working on the PC, then it might very likely be a browser-based issue. So you want to try a different browser or a different version. You want to download a newer version of the browser. So yeah. All right. So always start by building your list, create a few messages, greeting and welcome to the list. So basically, whenever you're starting out with MailChimp, whenever you go ahead and add them to your list, make sure that a greeting and a welcome to the list comes in, saying that because MailChimp, when you go ahead and start adding them in your list, they send an email address saying that you've been added to the list. So you have to re-welcome them and say that you've been added to this particular list. Okay. And then we'll also look at add an email subscription form to the website, as to how do you go ahead and add a form on the website. Okay. So pretty easy. If I go to lists and then go to create a list, I can go ahead and put in all these details. So if I come here, so let me quickly log into my, okay, that was the wrong password. That is again a wrong password. Nope. Okay, I've forgotten my password. So let me just say I forgot. Oops. I was using the wrong email address. Ah, finally. Okay. Yeah, Ravindra, I mean, you need to put in the right user ID and password, otherwise it will not throw up. So for me, the issue was I was using a wrong user ID and password. That is the reason there was an issue. So yeah, so ideally we would come here to this particular dashboard. So once you log in, I can go ahead and create a list. So I'll just say view lists. I can say that create a list. I'll just say create a list. I can put in the list name. What is the default from address it will go? This is the address people will reply to. What is the email address? What is the default name? How do you remind people how they signed up to your list? Because every single time you add people to this list, an email will be sent. So you need to put in the details. And then if you want any notifications, you can do that daily summary, one by one summary, one by one. Okay, once you have the list, you will get something like this. I can say import a list, or rather I'm adding somebody to this particular list by importing it. Now, how am I importing it? Either copy paste from a file, import contacts, or integrate services. I can do any of these. Okay. You can also set up, I can do manage subscribers. I can also check which are the subscribers that are here, view all subscribers. I can also add subscribers. I can just say add a subscriber and then say what is the email address, what is the first name, last name, this permission, this person is already on my list, and things like that. So yeah, let me know if you're able to come here If you go to MailChimp and then I have to go to subscribers, if I just go to view lists, or rather I have to create a list, okay, and then I'm checking on manage subscribers and adding another subscriber. So let me know once you're there, and just create one list and then at least put in 1 or 2 email addresses there, just so that you start creating that particular list. And let me know once you're done. I can give you another 5 minutes to do this activity. Let me know once it's done. Is anybody finding it difficult to come in here and then do it? And has anybody completed it? Because I'm not getting any response. I've actually come to this particular place and created a list and then, added 1 or 2 subscribers. So pretty simple, right? Go to lists, go to create a list, and then come in here and then add a subscriber. So basically what we're doing is building an email list here so that the emails can be sent. When you talk about bulk emails, it will be always be sent in lists. Okay, because you're creating different lists, putting email addresses under that. And then when you create an email and when you send it to people, you'll be sending it to the entire list. Okay. Okay, so Sushil is saying just a few more minutes. All right. Okay, I'll give you another 2-3 minutes, guys. Let's do this as early as possible. Okay, so Sushil is saying it is done. Jagdish is saying it is done. Sushil, very simple. If you've created the login, you just go to lists, create a list, and then you add a subscriber. Very simple thing to do. Very, very simple. Guys, I've just got confirmation from 2 people. I mean, what about others? I mean, are they able to do it or not? I don't know. Just got confirmation from Jagdish and Sushil. What about Ravindra, Sahib, Uma Maheshwar, Dolly? I mean, I still don't know if you're able to do it, if you're not able to do it. Rikin is saying he has done 2 email IDs. What about others? I mean, 2 email IDs is okay. It's more than enough. But it is important that you do this step. I'm going to move forward in the next 2 minutes if I don't get any response. If you're stuck somewhere, let me know. I can give you more time. Or if you want me to repeat, let me know. We can do it again. But yeah, Rikin, if you've created a new list, okay, it would show 0 subscribers. The reason being it will be a double opt-in. When you're actually adding them, they'll actually ask you, did you go ahead and subscribe? So just check if it has sent an email to those email addresses. Just go ahead and say that yes, I accept it. Okay. So yeah. All right. So I will then. So we've created a list, and then we also created the importing of the data. Now again, when you talk about importing, you can also copy paste from Excel. You can import it from places like Salesforce, HighRise, Survey, Gizmo, Zoho, Everbright, Capsule, and things like that. You can also do that. If I go to add subscribers, you will see that I can also go ahead and import it. So if I come here, I can say import contacts. Now again, when I say import contacts, how can I do it? I can do it on CSV, or copy paste, or integrated service. Let's click on integrated service. What are different services? Google Drive, Google Contact, Salesforce, HighRise, Everbright, Constant Contact, Zoho, Capsule, Zendesk, right? Or I can copy paste from Excel file, or I can just say CSV based file. Okay. And then I click on next. It's going to ask me to go and upload the CSV file so that it can go and start importing all the. Okay.
or you can add more subscribers manually from the add subscriber button. Okay. Next, now this is adding of subscribers. Again, we added 4 subscribers here. Click on import list. Now that is how you build a list. Sushil is asking, what is a CSV file? Sushil, CSV file is comma separated value file. Okay, which means that you have say 100 email addresses. All 100 email addresses would be separated via commas. So that is a form in Excel. Okay, you can save an Excel as a CSV file. So that is a CSV file. Okay, so that is about CSV files. So the sign up forms, which will take a while to do this. Okay, so let's take a quick break for 20 minutes now. What is the time now? It is 11:30. So we gather back by 11:50, 11:50, and then we'll continue with setting up sign up forms for the website, and we'll see some more concepts on email marketing, and then we'll move to mobile marketing. Okay, so yeah, so let's gather back by 11:50, and we'll take things forward from there. See you in 20 minutes from now, guys.